On the 493rd day of the war in Ukraine, the fighting was mainly concentrated in these areas. On Bakhmut front, Ukrainian forces continue their advance south of the front. In the direction of KLISHCHIIVKA, the Ukrainian army continues to send more troops across the Seversky-Donetsk canal. From several videos posted in the last few hours on the internet, it is confirmed that tanks and armored vehicles of the Ukrainian army continue to attack the Russian positions from the west. Currently, it is reported that the fiercest fighting is taking place close to one of the Russian fortifications east of KLISHCHIIVKA. Here, the Russian forces have a defensive position that gives them a temporary edge. However, the good news for the Ukrainians is that if they break through the Russian defenses in this direction, they can easily reach the western outskirts of KLISHCHIIVKA because the rest of the territory is an open field that extends up to the forest area in the western outskirts of the town. At the same time, it is reported that the Ukrainian forces are also attacking KLISHCHIIVKA from the north. Pro-Ukrainian sources reported that Russian troops in this area have started to withdraw to new positions inside the town. In the direction of Berkivka, Russian troops have launched another counterattack. Currently, the area around Berkivka is a grey zone as heavy fighting continues here for days. On the Zaporizhia front, intense fighting seems to have resumed after the improvement of the weather conditions. Apart from the attempts to push south towards Robotine, it seems that the Ukrainian command has decided to focus more on taking the heights between Robotine and Verbove. As we reported yesterday, the Ukrainian forces are trying to expand the front line in this direction, and today some Russian sources confirmed this, saying that in certain points of the front line, the Ukrainian forces have advanced up to 1.5 kilometers during the past 2 days. Most likely, the Russian sources refer to the Ukrainian advance north of Verbove and northeast of Robotine, which I mentioned in the previous video. If we look at the topographic map of this region, we can see that taking these heights between Robotine and Verbove would greatly facilitate the work of the Ukrainian soldiers in their efforts to take Robotine, as it will give them a more favorable position to attack Russian positions from the east, possibly overwhelming the Russian defenses in Robotine. On Vremivka front, Ukrainian soldiers continue to solidify their control in the areas between Priutne and Staromayorske. It is reported that Ukrainian forces have started to constantly attack the western line of the Russian defenses in Staromayorsk. On the other side of the front, it is reported by Russian sources that Ukrainian soldiers have advanced on the Levadne-Priutne line. According to them, the combined assault units of the 31st and 36th Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, with fire support from artillery and mortar crews, are trying to break through Priutne from the Levadne-Rivnopil line. On Kremina front, fighting has been going on for several days in the forest areas north of Serebyanka. A slight advance of the Russian troops is reported, but the losses seem to be high on both sides because the Ukrainian forces have built several fortification systems, which makes it quite difficult for Russian troops to advance without taking losses. Heavy clashes are also reported in the direction of Bilohorivka. After the Ukrainian troops counterattacked in the areas north of the village and pushed back the Russians a few hundred meters, it seems that the Russian forces organized another attack from the east and managed to take the Ukrainian positions in the water filtration plant. The presence of Russian forces here is also confirmed by videos that they have posted on Telegram channels. That's all for today's video. Please don't forget to help the channel grow by liking the video and subscribing, and also for those who want to support the channel, you can visit my Patreon page. Thank you.